our next speaker is Jaf Sandi, DAO lead at Push Protocol, and Jaf would be speaking about incentivizing growth and community building through grant programs. Is it correct?
That is correct. Let me share my screen and make sure you can see it.
Yeah, you're a co-host.
Yes, you should. Oh, sorry about the noise. Let me move this to other place. Okay, cool. Can you see my screen? You should be seeing my presentation. It says community building through grants programs.
Yeah, we see very well. Actually, you could turn on your camera. I am without camera.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Due to technical issues, but you have. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, perfect. We can get started now, right?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. All right, hi everyone. My name is Jeff. I'm the DAO lead at Push Protocol. And today, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about how to do community building through grants programs. But to be honest, we're going to talk a little bit about what's been our journey and how we came to where we are today with our grants program, which has been a beautiful process. We're super happy about everything that we have accomplished and everything that we have been experiencing over the past 2 months. And that's what we are going to talk about here. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so before we get started, I think it's important that I tell everybody what Push Protocol is about. Yeah, and you can still hear me, right? Just confirming.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay,
yes,
cool.
We hear
Thank you
very well.
Thank you so much. Okay, Push Protocol. So the TLDR, the one that liner is that we're the communication layer for the Web3, right? And here, as we put it, we always like to put this idea in front of, on everybody's mind, that everything starts with a notification. What does that mean? It means that probably you are today here at DAO Camp because you actually got a notification on your phone saying, hey, DAO Camp is about to start in 10 minutes, right? Notifications are what triggers actions. They are the actual initiators of actions for everything. And we embarked on a journey to implement notifications for the Web3 because before Push Protocol, we used to be EPNS. Some people still know us by EPNS, but we're Push now. And before we embarked in our journey, there was no way that the Web3 could communicate with their users. So if you had a loan in one of the DeFi platforms, if you were receiving any information or any notification from those platforms, it was because you already gave away some of your personal information, like your email, your Discord handle, Twitter handle, or something like that. And that doesn't go hand by hand with the Web3 ethos of preserving privacy, right? So with Push, we started with the notifications use case, which we now consider a battle-tested use case. We have made so many implementations, and now we are introducing chat. We introduced it last year during ETH Bogota and DevCon. And things are getting really, really busy, really, really fun. But that's what we bring. That's what Push Protocol brings, communication to the Web3 space. And again, just to reinforce the idea, everything starts with a notification, right? The idea is not to go so much into detail about what's Push, but it's important for everybody to have the idea on their minds so that you understand how we are building community, how we're increasing our community and creating a more vibrant community, and why it matters for us. So these are some numbers about Push right now. And these numbers are a little outdated, but we have sent over 18 million notifications. As you see here, we have worked with more than 100 projects already. I mean, if you go and look into our channels list, we're in the 130, 140 something. And this number, 80K, this means that there are more than 80,000 people receiving notifications. We call them subscribers. That's people that have opted in to receiving notifications from DeFi, from NFTs, from DAOs, from anything they need, right? But you don't get to these numbers unless you make a lot of friends in the way. this is a little list of our friends. And as I was saying, I mean, we have friends in the DeFi space, in the DAO space, NFTs, content, infrastructure, service, you name it, we have it. But it's so cool because when you start thinking about it, each of these projects that we have collaborated with at some point, they all have their own communities. And we have at some point interacted with all these communities in one way or another. And it's super interesting because once we start working together with one of these projects, the very the very first thing is yeah, the actual implementation details and stuff like that. Super fun to do, but we never leave communities aside. And that's what we're trying to talk here, because being an infrastructure project, Push is an infrastructure protocol in service of every other DApp, every other app, every other backend in general. So for us, it's important. The most important thing for Push protocol is awareness, is getting more users to be to experience receiving notifications and receiving communication in general to their wallet addresses. And in order to do that, we have to work together with several different communities to make sure that the awareness is there, that not only we make an implementation, but that they're users of all these different platforms, that they know that there is an implementation and that now they can take a more passive approach. Before Push, you had to go 20 times a day to your favorite platforms and check if there was something going on. Imagine that situation in the DeFi summer. Thankfully, the Web3 is super fun, and everybody is still super interested in everything happening in the Web3 space. But that's not the user experience that we have in our regular lives. We are used to information coming to us, the users, and not users having to go fetch information by themselves. So that's the game changer here, and that's why we, even though it sounds so natural that you will be receiving notifications in the Web3, it was not like that. And we are working with all these communities to make sure that everybody knows that now they can have an experience, a communication experience that is on par with the Web 2. But to be honest, we're going to make it even better because we have so many more tools. If you're using Twitter, then your Twitter handle becomes your username. If you're using WhatsApp, your phone number becomes your username. And in the Web3, we had this beautiful, super safe, incredibly amazing username, the wallet addresses, and we were not using it. So that's what we are doing with all these communities. And this leads me to this slide where we're going to talk a little bit about what we have been doing. Why do we say that our community is our strength? As you see here, I'm putting some of the roles, some of the people that are part of our community. As you can imagine, us being an infrastructure protocol, we have a lot of developers and integrators, but it's not only the technical people that belongs to our community. It's token holders, it's the people at the edges, the ones that maybe they are part of our social channels. Maybe they are following us on Twitter, Telegram, or our newsletters and whatnot, and they are part of our community. And even since our token generation event, we marked our clear intent to be a community-owned project, and we allocated 53% of the tokens to community. So we started creating all these different programs. We created staking pools. We created a program that is a weekly thing that we run. It's called Rockstars of Push. And that is a program that it was created to let everybody, independently of your skills, your background, your location, your anything, to participate and provide awareness and help push in some way. So we have gotten different participation from so many different people. So we have had technical guides from developers, of course. They have always been with us on this journey, but we have also had artists creating pictures, creating infographics, creating things like that. We have had people doing videos, explainers about what Push is. We have had people that is connecting us with other communities to do different things. We have had a little bit of everything. We even had a group of kids, I can't remember from where, but they were singing a song. They created a song about Push, and it was catchy. It was catchy. So what happens is that we are allowing our community to get involved into helping creating awareness about push, but making push better, right? Since the beginning, and this is something that I'm that I'm really proud about since the beginning, because we took this consideration that we said, okay, 53% of the tokens will go to community. We have to do things in order to engage the community more and more. So we started since the very beginning with this. Now, what happened last year? Last year was super, super interesting for us. I did participate in so many of these hackathons. One second. We participated in total in 9 hackathons last year. 2022 was, wow, it was hectic. It was busy, but that's a good problem to have. We started in, what was it, April or March with Eat Amsterdam. We also participated, we participated in both IRL hackathons, and we also participated in online hackathons, virtual hackathons. We participated in Ethereum Amsterdam, Hack Money Global, ETH NYC, Graph Hack, ETH Online, ETH Bogota, ETH San Francisco, and we finished everything with ETH India, right? These that I'm sharing here are some of the numbers. And bear with me for a minute, because this is where it starts getting extremely interesting. Over the course of 2022, we had more than 360 projects building on top of Push. And we're talking about worldwide, right? Why is this so important? Because we realized we took this approach, and it was it fulfills with so many great things to the entire team, because we were able to interact so much with the community of builders. We were able to interact so much with developers that were trying to mix Push with other protocols. And at the end, we were working with more than 1,300 developers over the course of 2022, right? Only in these hackathons. We gave away more than $60,000 in prizes. And but the most important part that I want to be clear here is that we realize that participating, getting involved in the events where the hackers are building, it was really paying off. And you might think, going back to this one, these are very established projects already, and the interaction is different because they already have communities, they already have things that they are doing. But here, once we go to hackathons, we are in a super strategical position, because these are the projects that are in the making. And some of these projects will make it really, really great. Some of other projects will, go slower or have other routes. But working with the developers hand by hand, it has been a really fulfilling experience for all of us at Push. And 2022, as I was saying, it was busy, but it was beautiful for all of us. Okay, so what happened to us? We realized that working with the developers was a really great strategy for us directly, of course, especially being an infrastructure protocol. So we decided, by that moment, we already had a Push grants program. It was our first iteration, and it was good, but it was slower. The Push grants, it was a little bit slower because our process was going through the governance route every single time. Every grant was being voted, every grant was being discussed in the forum and then taken through a route that at some point we realized, okay, now our Push grants program deserves a revamp. And we made it faster, stronger, better, faster, and stronger, right? Why better? Because there were so many lessons learned, not only things that we learned through the hackathons, but we also learned a lot of things from our iteration 1 of the grants program. What are some type of the lessons that we learned that I was saying? Maybe going through the governance route with every single proposal, every single grant proposal was not the right thing to do, because it takes more time, it takes more engagement, it requires so much more community engagement in the governance side of things, right? So we embarked on our way to create a faster process that is faster in every way. I'm going to show you the process in a second, and how we made it stronger. We made it stronger by providing companionship and more things. But here's the thing. During last year, and I think once you start thinking about it, we at Push, we consider that the bear market was maybe a catalyst that since we are at Push, we're natural born builders, we took it as an opportunity to enhance our grants program, right? So we said, yeah, I mean, the bear market is hitting everybody. So let's do things better. Let's start a Push grants program that, aside from the financial incentives, it will actually provide an extra something that developers and builders will value a lot more. And we're talking about companionship, right? This is what makes it stronger. Right now, with our Push Grants program, we're not only helping builders with the financial incentives, but we are helping the builders, providing them technical mentorship, marketing guidance. We are working with them hand by hand in understanding where they are exactly, suggesting things in everything that comes into creating a bigger user base for their projects. And we consider this a win-win situation, because as much as they become really, really successful in what they are building, Push Protocol will start getting more users, more used to receiving notifications, receiving chats. And that's why initially we set our grants program to be at $1 million, and we continue. That's the plan. Right now, this is the second year, and things are going really, really, really great. Just to understand, we're going to go over this one quickly. This process for us was game changer, because let me describe the process really quick first. Once a person or a builder or a group applies for a grant, then they will be reviewed by the committee. Every single one of them. Every single one of them will be reviewed by the committee, and it can go super fast, and the grant can be approved. That depends a lot on the grant size. But if the grant is a little bit bigger, then it will go to interview and discussions. Interview and discussions is not a one-time thing. Interview and discussions is where the companionship starts. And that's where we are going to start having conversations with the different teams, understanding what they are building, suggesting things, trying to find out what's the best approach. And if it all goes well, it's going to be approved. Of course, there will be grants that are even bigger. And then for that, because they probably require more funding, then we take it through the governance route. And it pretty much follows the same process, that it goes through proposals and stuff, and then it has to be approved through governance. Again, one of the really, really, really cool things about this process that we implemented is that it enables us opportunities like putting the builders in front of our community before they get reviewed. Why do I say that? I'll show you in a second. But basically, we created a very healthy program that is fostering like collaboration between our community and the builders. We give the builders the opportunity to receive immediate feedback and validation from people with many different points of view. It's not only developers, assisting developers, it's people that comes with other different backgrounds. And whenever you start seeing a demo, then there will be some people that they will have very critical feedback. There will be other people that will just like immediately what they are seeing. And the cool thing is that our community will help spread the word about projects that are part of our grants program. What do I mean with that? This picture, for me, it says it all. This is what happens every single Thursday in our meetings in our Discord. So basically, we got a lot of people coming, a lot of people that is coming not only to demo their projects, but some of them, they come to watch the projects of the different builders that are trying to go and apply for a grant program. So we created this very niche grants program that handholds the builders and walk along with them through their journey, right? That companionship part this is what we're talking about. It starts from the moment you are wanting to apply to the grant program. That's where it starts. And we like to think that is no longer only about the money. It's about helping them succeed and making sure that if they win, we win. It's a win-win situation right there. We also have projects that have already implemented Push, and they are looking for grants to expand their reach, for instance. So they use our community for validation and feedback loops. And as you see, everybody, it's a very healthy conversation where everybody, if you want to turn on your camera or whatever, but people come and they share what they are doing because they know that they will get value out of doing that. And that's why we believe that this is a very niche grant program. We take each of those applicants, like we follow with them closely to make sure that we are making the best out of the grant application that they are submitting. So a little bit more about the numbers right now. There are 72 grants in the pipeline, and this process, what we call Push Grants Program V2, it started late November last year, and this 72, out of these 72, only 4 are from the 5, sorry, are from the previous iteration, from iteration 1. But right now we have, for instance, we have 11 applications that are in the final stage of review, and we have 51 more applications in queue, right? That says a little about how popular the program is becoming. And what I was showing you before about these sessions, right now it became so incredible. These sessions are so amazing that right now we have a queue of projects that are wanting to come and pitch their idea into our, in front of our community because of the value that they see out of it. So yeah, what also happened, and again, this is all about showing how we are creating a more vibrant community for Push Protocol. What also happened is that we started realizing that there are other ways that we can expand the reach of our grants program, and we started connecting with developer groups. These are some of the developer groups that we are connected with right now. So we're working with Developer DAO, Builders Tribe, Superfluid Grants, Builders DAO. And what we do is that, they are big developer groups that they have large communities of builders, and they realize that there's value on the Push Grants program, and connecting their builders with a Push Grants program that is so niche like ours, it just makes a lot of sense. And we have gotten a lot of traction in this way. So many great projects, so many great things happening to us. And it's just proof that we're doing things right. Yet, we already have some lessons learned that we want to apply, right? There have been so much feedback that we want to take it in consideration and make improvements to this Push Grants Program 2.0. So what's next for us? What's next for us is this that I was saying: continue improving our program in order to help grantees take their idea to startup. Idea to startup is a great concept that we love following, and that is basically, now we have companionship, but let's make it even better. Let's connect them even more. Let's get them intros to other projects. Let's try to do more for them so that they grow faster and bigger. We are committed to building in public. That's why we are making our presentations and our meetings as public as possible. Everything that we do is going to be public. You can see the results of everything. We are working on creating a more front-end facing way of seeing the grants and tracking the grants. We have the forum, which there's a lot of conversation happening in the forum right now, going pretty awesome. And of course, this is what we were talking about, the continuous improvement. We constantly request our community to tell us, okay, what do you want to see next? What do you think it would be good for our grants program? Again, just to start finalizing things here, for us, the grants program, it represented so many great things that were put together in the same bucket. It was the opportunity to work with the builders directly in a way that we connect them with communities, and not only one community, the Push community, but connect them with several different communities by following all these activities. And right now, it really turned our entire Push community into something more vibrant, something more tangible, that you can see that they are interested, genuinely interested in understanding who's building, what's building, and when they are building. So yeah, that's what I had for everybody today. I am not sure if there are any questions. You can follow us on PushDAO, of course, and we have office hours on Tuesday and Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. UTC. Thursdays is usually, they are very packed sessions where people come and do demos and stuff. We also have time to to answer some questions that people might have. Although you can also join Mondays. Sorry, it's not Tuesday, it's Monday. Yeah, and that's what I had for DAO Camp today.